All right, so this is a 3-year-old peach tree, the 3rd year that we've had it in the ground. It's called a Flamin' Fury or Fat Lady Peach. It's a semi-dwarf. It's supposed to be a little bit of a later season peach as compared to my other peach over there, which is an earlier season peach. I believe it's in Alberta. So here's where the grafting union is. Come up here and you see where I cut it back the 1st year. We had a bunch of good branching, got some good scaffold starting, and then you can see, I believe, cut this part last year, here last year. This is new, I believe, and here last year, and here last year. So today we're going to be working on maintaining these scaffold branches. We're going to be pruning an open center or an open vase tree here, and so I want to have 4 to 5 scaffold here at the bottom, preferably going in different directions, and then we want to take out any diseased or dead wood. You can see there's a dead little limb there. We also are going to be taking out any branches that are facing up towards the middle of the tree, that would be shading the middle of the tree, and then also any branches that are shaded by our scaffold. So anything growing out towards the bottom, there's some going out here, here, so we'll cut those off. Here's a look at the top of the tree. I want to get even spacing, and so how I've decided to cut this tree is I believe I'm going to cut off this branch, allow this one to keep growing because it's by itself. This will be one piece out here. I'll cut this off to make it so it's not so crowded. And then with this one, I'll have to decide what I want to do. There's a branch underneath here, which we'll have to remove because it's being shaded. I like this direction because there's nothing coming out here. I like this direction because there's not much going out here, but then this is so far the most vigorous shoot that's here. So it is likely that we'll be removing this one in favor of this branch coming out here and that branch going out there, so that we can have an evenly spaced tree. So we'll go ahead and remove anything that's facing toward the center. I'm going to be getting rid of this one here. I said I'd be getting rid of this here. Anything facing towards the center, I'll get rid of. And then I'm going to be getting rid of this down here. Now with peaches, we're supposed to make collar cuts, which means you don't want to cut it flush right against the trunk, but you want to leave a little bit of a collar. Helps it heal. I read some articles that is what is recommended now. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and cut, go ahead and cut this one out, and then we'll work on this one here. It's a shame though, because this is where I would get peaches this year. But we need to maintain this open center. Alright, anything facing towards the center will go. That one's kind of dead there. Now that we have a better idea of our scaffolding branches here, I want to make some heading cuts to help strengthen the branches, encourage more lateral branching. What we'll do is we'll cut back these scaffolding branches by about 1/3, and we want to aim for an outward facing bud. When we make a cut on an outward facing bud, what that will do is it'll encourage that bud to grow out in the direction where it's pointing, as well as any buds below it to swell with some vegetative growth into more lateral branching. So for this, I want to have branching coming kind of this way. So find one that fits that mold. It's about right here. And we'll cut about 1/4 inch above it, just like that. These small ones do the same, just to head it, allow it to branch out a little bit more. Just cut about 1/3. This one here I'll do the same. I want this one to kind of come out this direction, so I'll choose either this one or this one. Probably because this one, if it comes here, would be really nice. So just a quarter, just a little bit above it. Cut it right there. This one, same thing. We'll cut it back probably to about right here. Cut that off to a outward facing bud here. Cut it off to about there. We'll do a little one here to allow us. I'll probably end up cutting this out, but if perhaps there is any fruiting wood here, we'll keep it for the season, and then we will cut it out next year. For these ones, we'll do the same. We'll do some heading cuts. Want it to grow out in this direction, so cut that off there. Want this to go out in this direction, cut it off there. This perhaps that direction. So I'm kind of torn with this one. I think we should remove this one because it's shaded, kind of. Maybe get rid of these ones in the center, make them a little more flush there. I think that's about good. We'll leave that there. Do we want that one to split? I'm not certain, but we do probably want to encourage this to be more open. So I'll probably come back later and I will use some spreaders to spread some of these branches out a little bit more. But I probably should cut this right here. There we go. That way this one's not shaded and we have that leader going out. So that is the first peach tree.